amazing opportunity we call idea at law in the neighborhood. You go to legal talk show, you get to set legal jargons and legal intricacies for the common Mwananchi. My name is Colines Holiness Buye Kuba. You can always opt for CM. Yeah, I know we've not kept you updated for a while. However, we're so sorry we've been having technical issues here and there, but it's well resolved, so we're back. We promise to be consistent. Now, this is Law in the Neighborhood, where we get to the set legal intricacies, as we said. Our show, as usual, is made up of three main segments. That is Court of the Bench, as you may refer to it, as well as in the courtroom. And then we have, okay, Court of the Bench, we basically just tend to see what has happened in our court this week. Then we have our legal bulletin, where we get to see an emerging area of law and get to dissect it. Then the third part, which is the last segment, it is legal curiosity, when Nyiha gets an amazing fun fact about law that you didn't know about its applicability or you didn't know it exists. Then we dissect it as well. Yeah. I really appreciate all those who keep on subscribing to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate, and that's what motivates us to continue uploading. Aside from that, if you've not, tafadhali tunakuomba just click that subscription button, man. Just click it for the sake of motivation purposes. Yeah, we'll be here na hatutakuangusha. Anyway, Nyiha, uko aje? How is you? Uko salama?
Niko salama.
Sauti tumekuwa tukiongea tu na sauti ya chini, sauti ya juu. Inafanyika, what's happening?
John ni constant.
K.
The K is for constant.
So I thought at least ni imeshuka.
Bacha mambo mingi.
Kichuni imeshuka. It should be easy for you.
Umeshuka wapi?
See, at least ungekuwa mnaandamana saa hii unasema
keep in the loop.
Mbona saa hii tunataka kuona prime minister?
Usinifanye nikasirike kila siku. That's what you do. Unanitrigger. Sabidi nianze kusikia bado
Msilipu. Welcome to Court of the Bench. Amukitaka taita in the courtroom. This week we have an amazing case. Kwanza nilisoma alafu I was so as in I had so many questions, but at the same time it is this case that imeniambia we really need to appreciate all those people who. Now, let me just give our viewers brief facts about the case. So this case is about Sergeant Joseph, right? Yeah. Sergeant Joseph versus Republic. So it is an appeal. I was reading an appeal. So initially, the case was in the High Court. It is about, was it in the Court of Martial?
Court Martial,
yeah. Yeah, the Court Martial. So basically, while these people were in Somali, I think the place called Doli or Dobi, whatever. Yeah, while in Somali. So this guy, all of a sudden, just woke up, and then he took his AK-47. Then he shot his friend thrice. So the friend was rushed to the hospital, and for him, he was as well rushed to hospital to check his mental status. And the friend was now fly to Nairobi for further treatment. Then the guy was taken to court. He was prosecuted. The court said it was a civil crime pursuant to section 133
Yeah.
of Kenya Defence Force Act of 2012, and also contrary to, is it section?
Section 220, that's attempted murder.
Yeah, and the penal code.
Yeah, the penal
The
code.
penal code. So the penal code provides for an attempted murder. The punishment for it, is it life imprisonment?
Yeah. Is it?
I saw it from the case, and it was reading life imprisonment. But the guy wasn't sentenced to life imprisonment. He was given 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So among the things that made him get the 10 years was the mitigation part. So he mitigated for that 10 years. And then also he was the first offender. Then he had health issues, so the court considered all those. And then at least the court also acknowledged the period he stayed in remand, because this happened back in 2017. And the case was heard in 2022. Appeal is now heard. It was yesterday, basically. So the court considered all that.
Those factors.
Yeah, then it gave him 10 years. But Nyiha, mimi nilikuwa nashangaa because that guy pulled a defense of insanity, but he wasn't allowed. So I really didn't get for we know from criminal law, for you to say murder has happened, the mental element, which is mens rea, and the actus reus has to be shown.
Yeah.
So there was actus reus, but I really didn't see the mens rea part of all this.
There was mens rea is the intention.
Yeah, the intention.
You can there's when you read the case, there's a piece of evidence where a witness testifies hearing the sergeant utter the words piga hiyo bunduki.
Yeah. I know.
It shows
he came from nowhere.
He literally did it with intention, knowing what he's actually doing. I don't know if you get the intention part of it now. There was actually an intention.
But yeah, when do you differentiate between? Because I feel like he just came and was look. I saw that phrase, piga bunduki, but
piga hiyo bunduki, yes.
Yeah, I know, but
that shows a sense of, it's like a premeditated thought. It's not something you've just done by mistake. I think also the fact that he didn't only shoot once, shot thrice, 1, 2, 3. That's literally something you've premeditated. Like, you can't make a mistake at it thrice. Kama ingekuwa he has shot once, that's something else. That's debatable. Like, even in literal common sense and layman's language and reasoning, that's debatable. But the fact that he did it not once, not even twice.
Thrice,
literally.
Bro, kwa kifua.
It even show like adipal na aim, that is the intention part of it. Because it shows the premeditation, even the words. I think another issue in that case was also the evidence which was being relied on. Because when you read the case for the litigants, and we're going to discuss it maybe some other time, there's something called hearsay evidence.
Yes, hearsay.
Hearsay evidence is the evidence which someone else testifies of what they had. The witness who say that they had the sergeant saying piga hiyo bunduki, they say that, but sasa what hearsay evidence, generally it's not acceptable.
That's the
but
rule.
kuna kwanga exceptions in certain situations. And when you look at this particular situation, this is actually a situation where hearsay evidence can actually be admissible, because we use the word for hearsay evidence to be admissible. It should be contemporary.
Contemporaneous.
Contemporaneous with the situation. Yani, it must shed some light. It must be directly connected. It must be directly connected to the actions that follow. Piga hiyo bunduki, 3 shots were fired to someone. It shows the connection. It can shed some light to the situation. However, when you read the case, you actually see the applicability of the rule of acceptability of hearsay evidence. And also, I guess, from that evidence is actually where we get the intention for the crime to actually qualify as attempted murder. Because for it to be attempted murder, inafaa kuonyesha ingekuwa murder if the person could have like died. So for it to be murder, we find that there must be the intention and now the action. That's the mens rea and the actus reus. So we find that's where the mens rea comes in. I think it comes in from, first of all, the evidence, the words that were rendered. They actually show that this is a premeditated thought, followed by shooting. You shot thrice, once, twice, thrice. That's not a mistake at all. It shows intention. Therefore, considering those elements, it actually qualifies for attempted murder under section 220 of the Penal Code.
Is it 22 or 20?
It's 220. I'm not explaining.
I think just 2022 hapo hivyo. It is provided from the Penal Code. There's iko tu kwa hiyo kesi, and there was as well the case of Cheriot that was quoted. I think that was just proving that there has to be an intention.
Yeah.
It is an old case, 1976 something. It's an old case. You've actually the IG. I don't know if it's the IG. I don't know if it's but there was one of the policemen who was shot back in Haiti. The troops of the policemen who went for the Haiti peacekeeping mission. I think we just need to acknowledge those people na tuombe.
It's very devastating.
It is, man. It is. Because do you know the guy was only 26 years old, and the guy was to finish that mission and then come and propose to his wife.
I read that somewhere.
Yeah, man. It is so devastating just to see.
It's very devastating. I can't even imagine like how it is for the family losing someone without being able to say goodbye. And I think in the last episode, there's a time we talked about those people who are being admitted to serve in our forces. Like,
the discipline.
It's literal patriotism. I don't think there are other forms of like patriotism, but that's a very great sacrifice.
It is.
Like that's literally you're going out there without knowing if you'll come back or not. I actually think we should thank those people for their service and actually pray for them.
Do you know what I feel like, Nyiha? I was watching some documentary and I was just seeing how it is so important for US military that they spend so much on those people. They're well taken care of. But back at home, when it comes to our forces, what happens? It's not that nice. You've seen the housing conditions for our policemen. You've seen those who are, I think, the KWS. You've seen, I don't know, but I feel like we're not appreciating these people enough the way they should. Because that's pure patriotism. That's just, it's more than patriotism. Kwanza huyu mwenye, the guy who was shot thrice back in Somalia. So imagine the family is expecting their son to come back, but now he was okay. For this it was different, but now we're just taking it.
If it was like he was shot in a battleground. But I think it's if you read the case, because there's the aspect of mental health. It was also
insanity.
considered when like passing out the sentence. I guess they just trying to understand, because like I can
These
imagine
people go through trauma.
That is very traumatic.
They go through trauma.
It's very traumatic. It's very scary, and I think they're actually not really appreciated enough.
Yeah, do you know the fact that that guy shot his colleague? When shoot Maratatu twice without thinking. That's trauma. Yeah, man. And I'm your friend, literally. Someone with, as in tumetoka Kenya pamoja. So I feel like being appreciated for those forces, it's so important, man. It matters a lot, because those people go through a lot. I think that mental aspect could be as a result of mental trauma or something.
Of what they go through. I'd also like to highlight something that came up in the case. When you read the case, you find that the appellant alleged that his constitutional rights were infringed, and so like basically, actually the appeal, they